I'm Claudia Kay. So last time I made a video, I said two things that turned out to be a lie. I said I was resting, which I had been, but then the week after I posted that was the last nice week we had before our first real big freeze and snow here in Ohio. And I ended up following my dad around all week, handing him things to move fencing, helping him cut down branches, finishing winterizing the pool. So while I wasn't doing like hard work, I was supporting him while doing hard work. It was still hard for me to be on my feet for that many hours. So did not rest. I completely lied about that. And I also said, and I don't remember what day I posted that last video. It was a couple weeks ago. I am pretty sure I said that I was going to be able to make it to, was hoping to be able to make it to November's flea market and December's flea market. Well, I didn't realize, I think the November one may have been the same day that I posted that. And I didn't, in my brain, I thought the November flea market was the second weekend of, the second Saturday of November, and it wasn't, it was first Saturday, and I missed it. And I was so sad about it. And it was a day where I would have had the energy to go. So then my niece gets a hold of me and she's like, there is a craft and vendor show going on today. Do you want to go? And I'm like, girl, you bet I do. So Dad dropped me off so I didn't have to use up energy driving. And then my niece and her husband brought me back home. And if you're chronically ill, you absolutely understand about the not using extra energy. It's the spoon theory. Chronically ill people are given 3 spoons per day, where, you know, healthy people have unlimited spoons and can just keep going and going. And then, you know, maybe you have a little bit of stress in your life, or you're raising kids so you're tired or whatever. So you get maybe 50 spoons a day. Well, we get 3. And driving uses up one of those spoons. Showering before you drove used up one of those spoons. So it was nice. Dad ran me over there to the fairgrounds and my niece brought me home. And I got a few things today for my daughter's jewelry jar. And I don't usually show you because I don't want her to see, but I am going to show you the one necklace. So Meg, if you're watching this, just fast forward a bit. Don't watch this part, because I thought this was so cool. It was the Ashland County Dog Shelter, which is the county right next to us. That's where we were. And when I got to talking to her, because I was impressed with all of the jewelry that they had, and it looked handmade. And she said, yeah, a friend of ours used to sell jewelry. She's not doing it anymore. And instead she just donated it all so that I could raise money for the shelter. And so I got this for Meg for her jewelry jar. Isn't that gorgeous? With the earrings that match. And it was originally $30, and they were selling all the sets for $5. So I was super excited about being able to get that for the jewelry jar. And then I got 2 sets of earrings, and those were $5 a piece. And then I got a grab bag of crystals, because this time I wanted to put some crystals in her jewelry jar. So I can't even show you all of them, but there's just some of the crystals, just a grab bag of polished crystals. So I got all of that. I've got to get that into her jewelry jar. Super excited about that. And then I wanted to catch you guys up on some of the stuff that is going on. I got new glasses. I'm sure that you guys already noticed, but I got 2 pair through Zenni, which super pleased with Zenni Optical. these were the ultralight frames. So while they are perfect as far as vision, which I can't believe how bad my eyes were, and I was wearing those little glasses around, the frames are okay. I don't love them. This other pair, I love the frames, but these are heavier. So I can wear them for a bit, but then they give me a headache. So I'm going to go back to the other. But it has been wonderful being able to see again. Thrilled about that. In some family news, my niece had her baby. She was 7 pounds, 1 ounce. She came the day before her due date, and it was a much easier labor for this baby than the first one. And she's beautiful. She's a perfect little angel baby doll. Perfection. She's gorgeous. And I was worried that her older sister would be jealous, but she's not. She's handling it great. She's walking around with her baby doll taking care of her just the way her mom is taking care of her baby sister. It's so cute. So that was wonderful. Wonderful that labor and delivery was much easier this time. The baby's super healthy, and they've already been out and about. And I think I've already held the second baby far more than I ever held the first one as a baby. I didn't get to see her as much. Mom was more cautious because it was her first, and she didn't want anybody. She was not happy with other people holding her. She only wanted her mom. So for this baby, so far, she's perfectly happy with other people holding her. So that's super exciting. And then I do have some other news. My other niece, which is her big sister of the niece that just had the second baby, they're expecting their first. She and her husband are due in May. Oh, so excited. She's the one who is my garage sale / thrifting buddy and has been since 2021. And I think I may have mentioned it on here after we had done the highway byway sales and we just did half days because of my health. I had pushed myself to go because I thought it might be the last year we'd get to go. And you don't want to be dragging around baby will be maybe 3-month-old baby at the next highway byway. So in that heat, you're not going to want to be driving around. So I'm glad that I pushed myself and we went and did our little half days and got to spend time together because now she's expecting. And so far, everything's really good. She's in good health. She's popped out a teeny belly and she's still able to hide it from people that she doesn't want them to know she's pregnant yet. But I'm like, it's not going to be much longer. You're not going to be able to hide that much longer. So she's thrilled. They're thrilled. Super excited about that. So babies. And because none of my 3 even want kids, which is fine. I have 0 problems with that. But I am excited to be able to hold a little one every now and then. One thing I didn't do was ever show you some of the items I'd gotten for myself at that other flea market I went to. So remember, I've only been to 2 so far this year. And I think I told you about the baggies, the guy with the baggies, that if I was still reselling, I would have cleared him out of these baggies. But the items were so filthy, I wanted to wash them, and they've just been sitting in a pile to be washed. So the first baggie I picked up was because of these little guys. And they were filthy. They definitely came out of a smoker's home. And so because of the tobacco staining on them, I couldn't tell that this one had a repair. Also, they were in a baggie. This one is missing a tail, and I think the little one was just fine. But now that they're clean, they'll go onto the shelf of miniatures, and you won't know. But that was why I bought the first bag, and then the second bag had this this little, I'm calling it a swan, could be a goose with that duck, but this little glass. Hopefully you guys can see that. So that's why I got the second bag. So there were some random, there was a chicken in there. There were 2 little ducks and dogs. My mom took those. I've got this little piggy, which is, he's just adorable. But these things are tiny, like tiny, tiny. And then there's a couple of dogs. These are that hard plastic. This one is ceramic. So 3 dogs, 2 cats. And these had been glued to, these 2 cats have been glued to something with that old glue because it absolutely would not come off. And then 2 raccoons, except one of the raccoons is missing its tail. So tiny, tiny. So that was super fun. I had gotten those. Those were 2 baggies I'd gotten, but he had just a huge amount of these baggies full of just little vintage figurines and stuff. Like I said, if I had been reselling still, I probably would have cleared him out. I did add to our States collection with, this one is, oh, I can't tell. Oh, New York. So we got a little spoon to add to our States collection. I think we're up to 4 or 5 now. And I had gotten a bunch of jewelry from that one, but didn't show you guys because I didn't want her to see. But I did get me 1 piece of jewelry. And it does say sterling on the inside, so it was dirty. I did give it a good scrubbing. And then I did get, you know, I sold all of that stuff that didn't fit in my room and then realized I didn't have anything left to like drop my jewelry into at night if I was too tired to put it away. So I got this one. It's a crystal swan. And it's not very big. I mean, I think it's the perfect size for a couple nights worth of jewelry. Drop it in there when I can't, when I'm too tired or in too much pain to put things away. So I did pick up that for me. Obviously, we know I don't have the room. I'm trying not to buy things for me. Also, I was saving my money for glasses. Because this pair is heavy, I'd still like to buy another pair of lightweight. So I had a backup spare pair that didn't give me headaches, but probably won't have the money to do that. Is that everything? I think so. Today we warmed up here. So today it got up to 61, 62 here in Ohio, which is way warmer than, I don't know, it was like 11 degrees at the beginning of the week. It was insane. Or real feel was 11. I don't know. Crazy weather for this time of year. But today I actually did feel pretty good. And so I, you know, got to go this morning to the craft fair and film. And then I am going to take the rest of my Christmas decorations upstairs because remember, I condensed down from probably in 2020 when I moved, I had 20 to 25 totes of Christmas, multiple Christmas trees because I always decorated every single inch of our house. We had like a farm style house, decorated every inch of it. So, you know, every time I've moved in the past few years, then I've whittled it down again. Well, this time I knew I just needed to keep enough to decorate my bedroom. And so I got it down to 1 tote, my 3 or 4 foot tree, and then 1 container of ornaments, because I've got childhood ornaments in there. So kept the ones that were sentimental, and then the ones I put on that little, I think it's 3 foot. Maybe it's not even 3 foot. Maybe it's 2 foot. But anyway, the tree that I kept, the ornaments that go on it are all the vintage, the little vintage ball ornaments. Probably all of those are from, they're not Shiny Brights, I don't believe, but I got them from both of my grandmothers. So I've been taking a handful of my Christmas decorations up with me every time I've gone up this week. And so I am decorating my room. And I know it's early for some people, but this way I can have it done before December 1st and then just enjoy it all of December. That's my plan anyway. So I always like to deep clean as I decorate. I don't know if everybody else is like that, but I do. And then it ends up taking me longer because I'm deep cleaning everything before Christmas goes out. I am a little sad that everything that I kept, which was like my grandmother's nativity, my grandmother's, I don't even know what they are, but they have the little figurines with the red velvet on. The wreath that my mom made me that's red and white. All of my pencil Santas, which are either red or they're gold and silver. So it turned out everything I kept is red. And I got rid of all of my pink Christmas, which had turned out to be my favorite, was my pink Christmas. But the items that I kept are all sentimental. And I don't have the energy to decorate more than that. And we don't have the space to store it. But it was a little sad when I got everything out of there and I'm like, oh, I didn't keep any of my pink Christmas. It was a little sad. But I know, I remember my reasoning. I kept the things that were sentimental. Hopefully I can do a little room tour for you guys once I get everything decorated. But the weather's supposed to turn again and the temperature's going to go right back down. So we'll see how much I get done. All right. I am going to go before this drags on any further. If you did want to send any jewelry for my daughter's jewelry jar, you can email me and I can give you my address. This is where we are at. So it's almost full. We're in a good spot with it, I think. And don't remember what I was going to say. If I do not get a chance to make a video before Thanksgiving, happy Thanksgiving, everybody. I hope that you are all doing well. And I will see you guys later. Bye.